I hate bullies. I bully bullies. If I see you bullying, I'm gonna bully you. You hear me? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you? My name is Anna Karen, if you don't know who I am. Oh my gosh, it's December. I am so excited. I mean, it's been December. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, I will be telling you guys about an incident that happened to me in freshman year during cheer. I just want to put out a disclaimer. I am not sharing this story to put this girl down. We were very young when this happened, so I don't know who she is anymore. I have not seen her since freshman year, and I'm pretty sure she won't be seeing this video because I literally have like no ties or connections to her whatsoever. Like, I don't have her on any of my social media. Like, she like picked up and said bye. I'm not sharing this for you guys to feel bad for me. I'm older now and I can hold my own, and you know, you just need to go through things to shape who you are, and unfortunately I went through this to shape me who I am today. So before we get on into this video, please subscribe and leave a like and a comment if you'd like, and make sure to turn on those post notifications so you're notified every time I post, which is Thursdays and Sundays. Okay guys, now let's get on into the video. In 2013 at Hilltop High. Should I include that I went to Hilltop High? I mean, the people who are gonna be watching this know that I'm from Hilltop. So anyways, I kind of want to give a little bit of some background information. So the girl that is the one who like tried to fight me, I'm not gonna name her name, obviously. I'm not gonna name anybody's names, so we're gonna come up with a name for her. You know what? If you had seen my last video with Angel Sanchez, we were talking about another incident with another girl, and we used Georgina as her name, so I think I'm just gonna use Georgina. Or is it Regina George? Let's call her Regina because she reminded me of Regina George because she was a mean girl. Okay, it doesn't start in middle school, but Regina had a cousin named, shoot, Gretchen. Regina had a cousin named Gretchen, and I was friends with Gretchen first in middle school. Normally when you're trying out for cheer, or I'm assuming this is just for any sport coming into high school, you have tryouts towards the end of 8th grade. So we had cheer tryouts towards the end of 8th grade, and so me and Gretchen, which we were good friends, but not really, we tried out for cheer together. Cheer tryouts, I believe, were either 4 or 5 days because you had to learn a dance, you had to learn a cheer, and you had to do your jumps. I believe it's literally, so first you do your jumps, you do your cheer, and then you do your dance. There you go. So that's why it's so long. I think actually football is long as well. I'm honestly not sure. Okay, there's this clearance packet. Do you guys remember that? You had to fill out and turn in a clearance packet, basically saying, well, you have your letter of recommendations from your teachers, you have your physical in there, you have a bunch of different things in there. You have to turn that into the high school's USB, oh my god, into the high school's ASB in order to be able to attend tryouts. I think it was like the 3rd day of tryouts out of 4 days, because the 5th day you tried out. Gretchen's cousin, who is Regina, they are cousins. She came from a different school. She was a freshman already, so she was going into sophomore year, whereas Gretchen and I were becoming freshmen. So she was coming from a different school, trying out for the Hilltop High's cheer team. I guess she couldn't turn in her packet on time, so when she was able to get everything, I think it was the 4th day. either the third or fourth day, I'm sorry, I don't remember, but I kind of felt bad because, I mean, being that Gretchen was my friend, I felt bad because it's like, well, seeing someone else not being able to come, I don't know, I just felt bad for her. But I mean, she ended up trying out anyways, so it was okay. Freshman year Hilltop High cheer tryouts were public. So the tryouts were in the gym and people paid to get in to watch. How terrifying does that sound? Me not having much cheer experience before this, very shy. I was not a people's person. It was very terrifying for me, as I could imagine for anybody else trying out on, you know, for the team. The day of the tryouts was actually pretty smooth that I felt. Of course, I already knew that I was gonna be a little anxious, but I tried out and I was fine, and I thought I did great. Okay, I was content. So when it was Gretchen's cousin, when it was Regina's time to try out, I actually felt like, oh my god, yes, she's gonna do it. Yes, yeah, like I was excited for Gretchen and for Regina that Regina was able to try out, that she got her clearance packet in on time and everything. Another disclaimer, I'm not saying this to embarrass her, but I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from, and you'll see that later on. You'll see. When she was trying out, like I said, remember, she came on the last couple days of tryouts, so she had to learn the jumps. I'm sure she, you know, you just gotta practice. The cheer and the dance, she had to learn that all, I think, either in a day or two. So I believe she went through her jumps and her cheer fine. So it was when her dance came that she messed up a couple times and she had stopped and she walked out. She had walked out of the gym because she was, I don't know if she was embarrassed. I didn't, you know, I wasn't close to her, but I'm assuming she was just embarrassed that she couldn't finish her dance. So our cheer coach actually went after her and said, you know what, come back, try again. And which I thought was so sweet. Like, I don't know the cheer teams you've seen on TV. Sometimes their coaches are brutal. You know what I mean? But so I was actually really happy for her that she built up the courage to do it again. And what she did, that was cheer tryouts. Let's fast forward to being on the actual team. So we made it. I was on the freshman team. She was on JV. The freshman team and the JV team actually joined together because because the freshmen did not want cheerleaders. Like, the freshman football team did not want cheerleaders, which is fine because we didn't want to cheer for your sorry asses, okay? But yeah, so that is why freshman cheer team had joined with JV team. Now, oh, by the way, Gretchen made it as well. So Gretchen, Regina, and I are now on the JV team. Like how I've mentioned before, I was very shy. Even in cheer, there was a lot of older people, like the varsity girls. I felt like I couldn't talk to them, or like I just felt like some of them viewed us, especially like the freshman girls, as like not good, if that makes sense. Like, they didn't pay any attention to us. They didn't acknowledge that we were really there, which is fine. I mean, high school, right? So this is when I started to notice that something was going on. One day at practice, I was with my friend Diana. Should I say her name? Yeah. I mean, it's nothing bad. So I was with my friend Diana, and actually her and I were really good friends. Like, we were close. We became close in freshman year. We had a class together, so we were able to like form our bond and stuff. So I was with Diana waiting for instructions. I think we were just done stretching and we were waiting for our coach. Usually the coach would attend to varsity first, say, hey, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna do pyramid, you're gonna do stunts, and then she would handle the JV team. So we were waiting for her to come to us. I think everybody was just kind of finishing off stretching. I was next to Diana, and I noticed that Regina was looking at me. Okay, you know what? I think I need to elaborate this more. On this JV team, there were freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. There were 3 juniors who were the cheer captains for JV. And she was really good friends with them, so I don't know. I just wanted to state that. So I noticed that Regina was looking at me weird. So when I looked at her, you know, I didn't like look away because, you know, when you're looking at somebody and they look and you're like, oh shit, like I was, you know, you realize like, oh, I was staring. She didn't do that, if that makes sense. Like I looked at her and I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, why are they looking at me? Because normally if she would have looked away, I would have probably thought like, oh, like she was just staring off. Do you know what I mean? Because I do that. But she was looking at me hard. So it kind of made me feel uncomfortable just because it made me feel uncomfortable. So by this time that this had happened, I actually started falling out with Gretchen. Gretchen started hanging out with other people, and I started hanging out with other people as well. But Gretchen was actually turning very mean to me. Like, she wasn't talking to me anymore. Every time I'd say something, she'd be like, okay. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so when I realized, like, okay, I don't think she wants to be my friend anymore, I kind of, like, left it alone. So then this is when it started happening, when her cousin, Regina, had looked at me, and I was like, that's weird. That was the first interaction where, not even interaction, just the first event that I realized that something was going on. So, you know, a couple practices, a couple games here and there passed by until JV had their games. The JV football had games on Fridays, but after school. So, like at 3. I believe we got out at 2:36. So, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's weird that I still remember that. In 6th period, the JV cheerleaders and JV football players would leave class early so that they can get ready and prep for the game. In this time, we would stretch out, we would practice our jumps, and we would practice our rallying, and we would just overall get ready. One Friday, I was leaving 6th period. I had walked up to the field. Looks like I'm doing a dab. Oh my god. So I had walked up to the field, and I had walked up the stairs because I noticed that all the cheer girls were at the top by where where they announce the game and stuff in that little booth or whatever. They were in that area because there was shade. But as I'm walking up the stairs, I noticed that, and it's not the freshman girls because I was actually closer to them, but it was more of like the sophomores and the juniors. So the juniors as in the 3 captains, and we'll get into that actually, because as I'm walking up the stairs in the field to get to the top where the rest of the girls were, Regina, I was going to say Gretchen, Regina meets me halfway, and she goes,
"Keep my name out of your mouth."
You know what? And now I really wish that I had the balls I have now when I was younger. And I, for the longest time, was very upset at myself because I did nothing. And I was very mad at all the other girls because they did nothing. When she says,
"Keep my name out of your mouth,"
I said, and because I have low-level anxiety, back then was really bad. So I already acknowledged that something bad is gonna happen. So I am starting to sweat. My insides are starting to grow numb. You know when your hand falls asleep because you're on it? It gets staticky. Literally, that is how my body felt. And I felt like I wanted to cry. And I get like that now when I'm very upset. I automatically just start tearing up, and it's actually kind of annoying. Like if I'm in a verbal argument with someone, which actually hasn't happened in like years, so I actually don't know. My face starts to show and express my emotions, and I'm just so upset, and I hate that feeling. No, like this is where it started, where I have acknowledged that this is a thing, and this is how I am. My body starts to feel this way, and I think I was very caught off guard with the way that I was internally taking this information. So I said back, "What are you talking about?" And I say, the way that I'm saying it now is definitely not how I said it then. I literally felt like my voice was muted. You cannot hear me. This is how I felt. I felt like I was an Alvin and the Chipmunk. I felt so defeated already, and nothing hardly happened. Not yet. She said, after I said, "What are you talking about?" she said,
"You keep talking about me. Stop, I'm gonna beat your ass."
I don't think it's the exact words, but it was along the line, because I remember I'm gonna beat your ass was highlighted. Like, I see it everywhere. I'm like, ding, 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 ding. I saw that, I heard that, and that's all I heard. I think when she realized that I wasn't going to give her the reaction, stopped. Well, not that she stopped, but I feel like she knew that I couldn't just hold my own. When she said,
"If you don't stop talking about me, I'm gonna beat your ass,"
I just said, okay. I kind of like started walking, and she like bumped me. Like, she bumped my shoulder.
"She is lucky, first of all, because we were on stairs. Now if she found me on a day like this, she would have been on the bottom of those stairs."
But, okay, calm down, calm down. Literally, all the blood is like rushing to my face, like, but, Karen, calm down, calm down. Anyways, maybe bump her a little bit back, but I didn't. And you know what? That is okay. I have come to a realization where I am fine with the way that I acted. Even though I did say earlier in the video I'm a little upset at myself. I think about it here and there, here and now. But you know what? I know that she did wrong. I know that she knows that she did wrong. That's what had happened that day. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell anybody. I think because I was so embarrassed of how I handled it. Like, I mean, I've never fought before in my life, and I don't ever plan on fighting ever in my life. And I felt like if I were to engage with Regina with that confrontation, I think I would have been more upset at myself. I feel like if I acted the way that I do now, definitely something bad would have happened. I could have gotten suspended. I could have gotten expelled. I would have shunned my parents. And I honestly don't want to know the consequences that would have occurred, resulting in if I were to engage with Regina. I wish I could have stood up for myself a little bit more and be like, you know what, don't talk to me like that, but I'm gonna ignore you and walk away. So after Regina confronted me, Gretchen and I definitely fell off. We were not friends anymore, and this is why. I had Gretchen in my PE class, and we had our lockers next to each other, and every time I would try to talk to her, she'd kind of ignore me. After what had happened with Gretchen, I tried talking to her, and she was like, "I don't want to talk to you. You're mean to my cousin," something like that. Basically pushing out that I shouldn't be talking to her because of what had happened with my cousin. Keep in mind, I did not talk about her cousin. So it was kind of annoying that people were saying that I was talking about her, but I didn't know her. The only reason why I felt bad for her from when she tried out for cheer was because I was Gretchen's friend and Gretchen was my friend, and I felt for Regina because of Gretchen. I did it in spite of Gretchen. That is kind of why I had a soft spot for her. But then again, I didn't talk to her. I don't think I ever really talked to her, actually. So when she had said that I was talking about her, it was just like, what am I saying about her, you dumb? Gretchen was moving schools in the middle of the semester, so I kind of wanted to make amends with her before she left. We were walking to class as I was telling her this. Like, I had tapped her on her shoulder and said, "Hey, I'm sorry for what had happened between us. I don't want you to leave here thinking that I'm a bad friend." Even though Gretchen was a bad friend, you know, I did nothing. I'm basically saying sorry for something I didn't do. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, for me to even go out on that city line, like, come on now. And she said,
She said.
Do you hear me? She said.
Don't say sorry to me. Say sorry to my cousin.
No! No! No, no, no! No. No! I'm not gonna say sorry to your cousin, because I didn't do. But did I say that to her? No. I didn't say that to her. And that is okay. After that had happened, I was actually excited she left. Bye! Don't come back! One time at cheer practice, we were doing stunts. And I think we were about to be taught a new stunt, so we were waiting for our coach once again to teach us how to do it. So while we were waiting, I hear a stunt group over. The back spot was one of the cheer captains, one of the juniors, the cheer captains. And all I hear is her say,
"Shut up, I don't want to hear it. You shouldn't even be talking about her."
So I look, and the other two bases and the flyer were looking at me. And who was in that stunt group? It was Regina and some other bum I don't like. So that happened. So I knew that basically established that there was a problem, and I felt like I could do nothing, basically. So another incident that had occurred, I was with my friend, I'm not gonna name her name. It wasn't Diana, it was a different girl. I'm not gonna name her name now because I'm not friends with her anymore. But I was with her, and this was after school, and we were taking selfies. Is that weird to say now? We were taking pictures of us, if that makes sense. I think we were kind of close by the cheer room, but we didn't have cheer practice that day. And as I'm taking a picture of me and my friend, I notice in the background that there's someone looking at us. So I look back to see who it is, just because they looked like they were staring at us. And it was, believe it or not, it was Regina. And she was with her friend. And Regina reacts to what we were doing by mimicking us. With her friend didn't really do anything. She was just standing there like with Regina, but Regina acted and did this, like with her and her friend, like mimicking what I was doing. And then she goes, "Ew. Ew." No matter how taunting Regina was, no matter how mean she was being to me, I still wasn't talking shit about her. I still didn't talk shit about her. Okay. I told Diana what was going on because she was in the team with me. I told her what she had just did that day, how she was mean. You know what I mean? I wasn't talking about her. I just still to this day don't understand or where she even thought that I was talking about her. And it still gets me today. And she never told me, like when she confronted me, she never told me where she heard it and what I was saying. So I just don't understand why you're being such a mean girl. Why? Do you know what are you gaining? I mean, obviously there's something going on at home. Do you know what I mean? For our cheer team, we decided to do like a Christmas party dinner, whatever, at the Cheesecake Factory. So it was varsity and JV. We're having a Christmas dinner party at the Cheesecake Factory. Basic? Yeah. Anyways, so out of all the people on this cheer team, guess who I got sat next to? I bet you won't! Yes, I got seated next to Regina. And I was a little nervous because how was this gonna go? In my head, I had no idea how this train was gonna drive off of the railroad and just plummet into water full of alligators, okay? Picture that. Picture it. Picture it, bitch. we were waiting for our food, and I mean, understanding that there's a lot of us, a big party, it was taking a while. And you know, of course, the Cheesecake Factory, they bring bins of bread to you. And she had said something to me where I wish they had brought more bread, and I was like, okay. She was sitting right here next to me. So I was like, okay, like, you know, our coach, cheer coach, she got us presents. So she passed them out, and then we opened it and it was cute. It was like a little makeup bag that had cheer on it, and it was sparkly and had sequins on it. Like, that is cute, and I actually don't remember what happened to it now that I think about it. She actually told me, how cute is this? And I'm like, yeah, super cute. So I know I'm being annoying and like acting like, but I actually felt so at peace. I felt like she's actually warming up to me. I feel better. It made me feel better. That was basically the end of the confrontations and interactions with her the rest of the year, because that was Christmas. Before Christmas, we still had basketball season, and I believe we had wrestling season, yeah. The interactions for that were just normal, regular. We didn't talk, so, I mean, we didn't acknowledge each other. So I actually liked that. Okay, you guys, so that is my story time. I also want to include, if you're being bullied, please tell someone. That is not what this world needs. There is plenty of mean people. You do not need to internalize that and push it right back out. It hurts. It does. I'm kind of directing this more towards people in high school, because I feel like people my age, I'm 20, people my age already know this. And I mean, for people who are my age and are still struggling with bullying, you need to grow a voice. You need, and I'm sorry if that is harsh, but you need to tell people, you need to make it clear that you are not gonna take shit, okay? And that you're a strong, and we're not doing that yesterday, today, or tomorrow. I hate mean girls, and I will shut it the f down. Stop. We don't like it. There's enough. Quit. Thanks. Also, if you see bullying going on, you see that it's within your community, please address it. Please do something. I hate when people see something bad happening and they don't do anything. Please say something. If you're being bullied and you're younger, okay, I'm targeting this to a younger audience right now. If you're being bullied, please tell someone. Please tell your mom. I'm like tearing up. I'm literally annoying. I'm not pregnant. I don't know why I'm being emotional. I'm telling you guys this because I wish there was someone to tell me this when I was younger. I went through a lot of stuff when I was a kid. I didn't tell my parents. I was a bad kid. Being in high school, I did a lot of stupid shit, and my parents don't understand because I didn't tell them. I didn't tell them because I was embarrassed. Now, being 20 years old, I have not told them, but my parents will never understand why I did the things that I did, because so many things happened to me in high school and I didn't say anything. I didn't express I was expressing the way that I felt, but I was expressing it in a way that I was getting myself into trouble. Do you know what I mean? So this is why I'm being so crucial on explaining to you that please tell someone if you're going through bullying. Honestly, it shouldn't even stop there. If it's bullying, if you're being abused by a friend, or if you're being abused by your boyfriend, you shouldn't have a boyfriend in high school, not until you're 30. Okay, first of all, what am I talking about? I'm 20. I have a boyfriend. I'm sorry. But, you know, honestly, like, even if teachers are kind of bullying you, bullying happens. It doesn't matter whether you're the dorkiest person or you're the most popular person. Bullying does occur eventually. And I mean, popular people might not be as bullied as a dorky person, but dorky people are the ones who get far in life, right? I mean, but like I said, please, if you're being bullied or if you're seeing someone be bullied, do something. You speaking up will speak 1,000 words for this person, okay? I wasn't surrounded by the greatest people in high school, not really until senior year where I had Angel, but I really wish I had better friends. I mean, you can't change it. I mean, I wish I did better in school, like my grades. Can't change it. Do you know what I mean? You go through high school once and you want to enjoy it. So for my younger viewers, this little message was directed to you. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you guys took something from this video. Like I said, this video was not intended to embarrass anybody or make that girl look bad. I mean, we ended up somewhat ending on good terms. Do you know what I mean? Without even really saying it, we ended up on good terms. But thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave the comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stick around for videos every Thursday and Sunday. Bye!